I stand accused of gross familial neglect. Any chance of a swap?
Well, I like the sound of your house, but your kids might find it strange.
Let me do the petty stuff in court one so I can whip home early and make a gesture.
It's a bit heavy.
Yeah, but I trust you and your infinite wisdom to guide the beaks with firmness.
Morning, Catherine. Morning, T-boy.
Restraint. Walk on.
Come. How are you?
Bearing up.
I thought maybe we could run through all this in private. It's just family members may show up.
Sure.
I don't need you to hold my hand, Dad. It's a people's court. We're people, and we've the right to be heard.
It's a magistrate's court, actually. And I think you should let me represent you.
Yeah, but we're not criminals.
We know that, Mr. Hubbard, but it'll take less time and trouble.
But he's only known us 5 minutes. And my brother and I know why what happened happened. And we can speak for ourselves. No offence, mister. Thank you.
Wacken.
Hey, hang on. Wachen.
Wacken.
Wachen.
Wacken.
Keep practicing.
Wachen. Hubbard and Hubbard
Went to the cupboard.
need to represent themselves.
How keen on a scale of 1 to 10?
12.
She wants to travel a bit first, though, see the world. She's very headstrong, my Tina.
Aren't they all these days? So when will she start college?
University in September. Yes, this September. Thanks, love. Town busy?
No, not really.
I didn't know what you wanted to do.
I still think one of us should have opened up the shop.
Well, go on then. I'll be a man.
No, I'm sure the customers will understand.
My father is everywhere I turn. He keeps wanting me to talk. But like I told him, why break the habit of a lifetime?
What about your mother?
She keeps trying to get me to eat. The dog's doing well out of it.
Court 1 is your best bet.
What's on?
You're the journalist. Go and find out. Just remember, smallest crimes are often the most complex.
And don't forget to bow, or you could get contempt of court. Don't worry. I'll keep him out at number 2.
Place your hand on the Bible and read the words on the card, please.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Your Honours, I understand I'm here to be made an example of. And as head of the company, I'd just like to say that I'm of the firm opinion that to not be carrying the relevant tachograph charts whilst driving a 38-ton Hubbard haulage lorry is indeed shoddy and wrong. I keep reminding my drivers as best I can of the correct procedure regarding these charts, but I can't be with them 24 hours a day. In my brother's defense, it was a simple mistake that led to this malpractice. But it was his mistake, not mine.
Thank you, Mr. Hubbard. Mr. Prosser.
No questions, Your Worship.
But Mr. Hubbard, how did this mistake occur?
It might be easier if you stayed in one place.
I call Mr. Ronald Hubbard to the stand as my witness.
Please, Your Honour, I would read the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Right, tell the court what I've told you about handing in the charts.
To give them in to the boss at the yard at the end of the working week, apart from the last day of the previous week.
So where did you go wrong, Ron?
I didn't go wrong, Ray. I handed them in. I didn't keep the relevant one. It was a mistake.
I have told him many times about this, and he has since promised to concentrate better. I can't always be watching over you, Ron, looking out for you, covering your back,
All right! I have said that I'm sorry.
That appears to be the conclusion of the defence, Your Worships.
In that case...
but I haven't summed up.
Your defence has been both articulate and thorough. I'm sure the bench feels it has the necessary information to proceed.
But I should be allowed to sum up.
Do you believe this?
The case should be dismissed on the grounds of diminished responsibility. The defendant obviously has got a split personality. Don't you agree, Mr. Thomas? Of course, Mr. Thomas.
One day I needed to get away.
Shouldn't be long now. Going somewhere nice.
Family outing. Folk museum.
Guilty Hwyl. Is your plan?
Oh, not today, Wyn. I get enough of that at home.
Well, now practice makes perfect, eh?
Oh, by the way, you don't want to miss our choir's concert, eh?
More Welsh music?
A treat for your English ears. How many,
Okay, help me get out of here by lunchtime. I'll take 4 off your hands.
Done.
Short, sharp and sweet.
You're not bad yourself?
I just feel that maybe it's about time that you move back to your own flat, Mark.
It's okay, Dad. It's no trouble. I'm glad to be around to help.
If you like to come with me, we're about to start.
You all right?
On the charge of driving without due care and attention, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You may sit, Mr. Richards.
Your Worships, on the 28th of February this year, a road traffic accident occurred where the car, driven by the defendant, Mr. Carl Richards, crashed into a parked vehicle at the bottom of Cowell Avenue. As a result, there was not only extensive damage to the stationary vehicle, but the girlfriend of the defendant, Tina Hall, aged 18, who was in the passenger seat at the time, was tragically killed. Neighbours came out on hearing the crash to find Carl Richards sat at the wheel next to his dead girlfriend in a state of severe shock.
Your Worships, Carl loved Tina Hall. They had been together for nearly 2 years and were about to embark on a few months' travel together before Tina went to Swansea University. Then, Carl's father informed him that he had secured a training post for him as a financial advisor at a local firm. Carl told Tina that he couldn't come away with her after all, and they had an argument. May I remind the court of Carl's words? I lost concentration for a second as she started crying and shouting at me. The next thing I know, we were in the middle of the road. I swerved to avoid an oncoming car and everything spun round. Then it just stopped. Carl Richards hasn't once denied responsibility for the accident. I urge you, Your Worships, to realize that this young boy has lost enough.
Still alive, though, isn't he?
Shh. Thank you, Mr. Singh. The bench will now retire to consider our sentence.
Court rise.
no idea.
Court stand.
I turned the heating on before I left, Grace. You can't be cold. Look, I just think you should try and get up. I mean, the morning's going. You can't spend the whole day in bed. Do you mind?
Sorry, Mr. Mans.
I'll call you back. Yes.
I just wondered whether you or Mr. Hughes wanted advice at this point.
If and when I want the clerk's advice, I'll ask for it. In the meantime, you've got nothing better to do. Perhaps you could chase us up some tea.
I think we're ready to consider the sentence, so...
Can I say a few words, please? Well, he did.
A few words, then, Mr. Hubbard.
Right, well, this has been the easiest of years for me. I mean, you know, right? You know as my brother what a stressful time this has been, yeah? You know what with the business going under, and the divorce coming up, losing my kids, Mum's nerves. And yet, despite all of that, despite it, right, can you please just tell this court, right, how many times have I got it wrong about the chart since I've been working for you?
None, because I always remind you, Ron.
Right, okay, no, hang on. And how many times have the others got it wrong?
None.
Yes, come on, you told me they mess up all the time.
I didn't, they don't.
Yes, you did. You told me in confidence that I was exemplary. Yeah, much more conscientious than the others, that's what you said.
Mr. Hubbard!
Yes?
I don't think this line of questioning is doing either of you any favours.
No, hang on just a minute, right? He's had his say, okay? No, I want mine, okay? No, just, why don't you please, just back me up?
I always do. My firm rescued you, remember?
No, you don't! You don't! That was the best day of your life, that was! When I went under. It's clever, Ray, poor Ron. No wonder I'm on Prozac.
Mr. Hubbard! The clerk is right. Not only is your line of defence in danger of seriously damaging your cases, but you are coming perilously close of wasting the court's time, and that is an offence. In order to give you time to regain your composure, calm down, we will retire for 5 minutes, and upon our return, we'll issue an immediate verdict.
Court stand.
If that's what he's like when he's on Prozac, I hate to see when he's off it.
Do you mind? Sorry.
Here he is. We're ready and waiting.
Right. Sorry, I was just fetching your tea. Court rise.
Would you stand, Mr. Richards? On the charge of driving without due care and attention, you're fined £100 with £30 costs. Your licence would be endorsed with 5 points.
Court rise.
£130? £130? Is that all she's worth? Or you?
Carl, I think we better...
Yeah, I'd get him out here if I was you.
You all right, sir?
Yes, don't worry.
It might be an idea to wait here a few minutes before leaving.
Yeah, fine. I'd just like to thank you for the support, Mr. Singh.
The magistrates can only issue a sentence appropriate to the charge, Mr. Hall. They can't take the consequences into account.
He should have been done for manslaughter then. He should have gone to Crown Court.
It's done now, Mark. Let's not have a fuss.
Oh, no. My little sister's dead. The scumbag who killed us just walked free with a poxy £100 fine, but God forbid we should have a fuss.
But he suffered too.
He'll get over it. She can't.
You could have gone. You never asked.
I knew what you'd say.
Did you?
Your mother brother doesn't need this.
Don't talk to me about what Mum needs.
Get him out of here, will you?
You don't hear her crying her eyes out at night while you're in the shop doing your precious books.
Come on now, mate.
There is nothing more we can do here for you. You will have to leave soon.
Come on. Off. Time to go.
That appeal. I'll go to the press.
Mr. Raymond Hubbard, on the charge of being the operator of a goods vehicle in which the tachograph was not properly used, we find you guilty of this offence. You will be fined £400. Mr. Ronald Hubbard, on the charge of failing necessary traffic requirements to which you pleaded guilty, you will be fined £125. We have taken account of your guilty plea.
Court stand.
Excuse me.
Mr. Hubbard, the case is over. You have been sentenced.
No, it's just that...
What, Mr. Hubbard?
Well, I've already paid a fine of 240.
When?
A few weeks ago, it came in the post. Sorry.
Well, it seems our wires crossed. If that is the case, we'll ask the clerk to check the details. If she can confirm what you say, it appears that you're entitled to a refund of £115. A remarkable exercise in time-wasting all round, really. Bravo.
Sorry.
No, Mr. Hubbard, the fault in this instance is ours and will have to be sorted out. Might have helped if you'd mentioned it sooner, but there you go. The clerk will only be too happy, I'm sure, to point you in the direction of the fines office. We are into our lunch break, I'm afraid, Mr. Lowe. I'd say we reconvene for more litigious delights in an hour. I understand we have one more case.
Court stand.
Mr. Hubbard. What are you doing Saturday night?
Oh, quite nice. Thought he looked a bit dry, but no, quite nice.
Fran?
Don't take any notice of him, love. I fancy a little look round the shops after this. It's all right, you can get back. I know you want to. I'll get the bus home.
I'm just a bit worried. Doesn't do to break habits.
I used to worry about Tina backpacking. It's only a shop, love.
So livelihood, Fran.
You can go back. I'll get us a nice bit of place from the market for our supper.
Lovely.
Listen to me, please. I'll cook. All you have to do is...
Two of the best seats in the house for you and your gorgeous wife.
My treat. Grace, I'll ring you back.
Grace? Gracie. We've been missing your dulcet tones, Bacher. Here, we need the angels to drown out the crows. Where have you been? Honey and lemon and a jug of scotch. Honey and lemon optional. Yeah. Tell her, love, tell her. Coming up for it?
No, I got sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches. Is she too good for you, boy?
Yeah. All I want you to do is take 2 pieces of chicken out of the freezer, put them on a plate. Yeah? Surely you can manage that? Thank you.
Ron and Ray Hubbard, please.
Well, it's not everyone who gets to walk out of here £115 in pocket.
Thanks. You haven't got cash, have you? It's just my overdraft.
Afraid not, sir. And you'd like to pay now, sir?
Yeah, please, yeah. You can hold on to that tie if you like. Might come in handy.
What for?
Divorce hearing?
Right. Thanks.
No problem. Right. Quick drink before you're back?
I would, but I gave my judge the last 20 for these.
Pay me back in your own time.
All right, thanks.
knows anything.
See you about 5, then, love.
Give her time. How's Anne?
Not too good, Will.
Tachograph charts. Not the most riveting. No, nothing else. Just the charts. But it's an interesting background story. Hello?
Yeah. Thought that was headline material myself.
I'm trying. I really am.
Mate. There's a serial killer passing through Court 1 in about 5 minutes.
Can I have your name, address, and date of birth, please, sir?
Charles Priest Vachan, 17 Park Road, 1st of the 7th, 1954.
Sir, you've been arrested on warrant for non-payment of a speeding fine in the sum of £160 imposed 6 months ago. Can you pay today?
Yes? But I won't.
Here we are, see? Paid in full.
But it can't have.
Yes, by Mr. Harold Richards earlier.
But I'm going to pay it.
But Mr. Richards has paid.
I've been to the bank. Hey, I've got the money and I want to pay my fine.
But it's been paid.
Just let me pay it, all right?
Let him pay it. It's Carl's fine. If he wants to
And
pay
what am I
it,
supposed to do with this?
tear it up, let Mr. Richards know it's been cancelled.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30.
I sent a letter to the court explaining that until I received an apology for the way I was treated the last time I was here, I was not going to pay my fine.
Mr. Vachan,
Vachan,
what exactly is your complaint, sir?
that.
What?
That lack of patience, that bored sneer in your voice.
I'm afraid that's just my voice, sir.
There it is again. Look me in the eye. Look at me. I'm a human being, not a piece of dog dirt. And as a human being, I expect to be treated with a certain amount of respect. When I stood here the last time and said that I was excited by a particular scene in a radio play that inadvertently led me to press my foot down on the accelerator, I did not expect to be sniggered at. There, see, she's smirking again.
Mr. Vachan!
Vachan! If it was Bengali, you'd no doubt get it right.
I can assure you, sir, I'm not remotely amused. We have no record of this letter, Your Worship.
So now you've gone and lost my letter.
Mr. Vachan, whatever personal grievances you have against this court, you must understand that you pleaded guilty, were sentenced, and you are obliged by law to pay the fine incurred.
I would like to pay.
Marvelous.
But not until she apologizes.
We'd have been abroad by now.
Oh, you didn't want to let your dad down?
No. I didn't want to go. I didn't want her to go. I blamed my father, but she saw through that. The last thing she said to me, "You're a small-town boy, Carl, and you're making me leave you behind." Do you know what I said? Look, no hands. Carl.
Tricks, love. How's the family?
Good. Great. Expecting second one on the way.
You have your hands full. Can't say I envy you. Yes, love, can I get you?
I'm a clean living Christian. I accept responsibility for my crime. I no longer listen to the radio whilst driving anymore. But this is a matter of principle, Your Honor.
You could say you're sorry.
For what? He should be done for contempt.
There'll be no end to it if we take it that far. It's only a word.
Why should I indulge him?
So we can go back to our loved ones.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
I'm sorry if you feel that this court has treated you shoddily.
There we go, Mr. Vaughan.
Not good enough. That relinquishes responsibility. I want a proper personal apology.
I apologize for my previous high-handed manner in court.
Oh, that wasn't too hard, was it?
Nearly done. The singing beak. Close like him in. Don't tempt me.
Remind me never to ask for the lighter stuff again.
Am I being replaced?
Sorry?
There's a message from a new clerk, Kenneth Johnson, starting here next week. Would love to meet up with you and get the smell of the place. Numbers on the pad. There wasn't no way we were understaffed.
He's just here to get experience. It's a good starting ground. Ugh, Griff's wrong then.
Is it because I'm not qualified?
Hugh, it's only you who keeps drawing attention to your lack of qualifications.
Peter told me to make tea.
Peter's a prat. All you need to know is that I have the utmost respect for you. Now I have a husband at home waiting to take me on the guilt trip of a lifetime. So stop being a big girl's blouse and come and buy me a large one.
Haven't got long.
How long?
Well, I don't know, about an hour. Where are you going to take me?
Bolt.
Okay.
Good.
As it turned out, the big fella paid anyway. So the court owed him.
Night, gents.
Night, Wade. Yeah, wasn't a complete waste of time. They bought 4 tickets off me. 4, yeah. Probably thought I'd lock them up if they said no.